Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to give you guys a heads up on a big Steam event happening tomorrow and two relatively big demos that are coming to Steam in the very near future. We'll talk that in just a little bit. But first up, Steam Next Fest is kicking off tomorrow, June 16th until the 22nd, celebrating upcoming games all week long, 6 days, hundreds of demos, and oodles of live streams. We've renamed the Steam Game Festival to more directly communicate its focus, announcing Steam Next Fest, a multi-day celebration of upcoming games. Explore and play hundreds of game demos, watch developer live streams, and chat with the teams about their games in progress coming soon to Steam. You can sign up and get a heads up, but the event is kicking off tomorrow, and it'll be probably pretty heavily promoted on Steam as well, so you guys probably won't be missing anything. They have a rundown on puzzle games, RPGs, adventure games, as well as platformers and strategy titles that are all going to be present as a part of Steam Next Fest. Now, you have to keep your expectations in line with Next Fest. You're not seeing like demos for like huge titles. However, there's always some pretty cool stuff that you can try out demos for during the event, and I recommend you at least look through the games, maybe add some titles to your wish list. A lot of these titles are going to be games that, you know, when they do ultimately come out, especially if they come out in the fall, they sometimes get lost in the shuffle. So not only for the sake of, you know, making sure the developers feel happy and they have, you know, a lot of people wishlisting their games, but you also want to keep in mind that if you're one of those people that thinks Steam has no games that you can buy or you own all the games you want on Steam, that's probably not true unless, you know, you have your, you know, select few games that you like to play. But if you're the type of person that likes to play all kinds of games, I'm telling you, you usually can find something, and these events are usually pretty good ways to do so. I think there's just a little bit, you know, too many games. However, they are breaking it up in terms of genres, and if you're a fan of RPGs, you're going to have those games to check out. If you're a fan of action games, you can check out those, puzzlers, whatever, platformers, and again, strategy games. So that will be kicking off tomorrow. I'll give you guys a rundown when those games are live tomorrow, June 16th. I believe the Microsoft Store, the Xbox, actually started off their Game Fest as well. That's already off and running, and they are letting people download a bunch of demos. So this is kind of like the same thing. Steam's been doing it for quite a while, so for those of you that have participated before, you know what you're getting yourself into. Okay, moving on from that. Couple of notable demos coming to Steam. Ys 9 Monstrum Nox will be getting a demo. According to the Steam database, there's a demo listing already up, so this should be coming out very soon. I don't have a release date here, but it could be out as soon as tomorrow. And obviously, Ys 9 already saw a release on PlayStation 4. Very good game, just an excellent JRPG. The Ys games are generally very consistent, and they're all really good. But if you're a fan of Ys, or you want to check it out for the first time and you don't know what the fuss is all about, try out the demo when it does drop, and I guarantee you, you're probably going to end up really liking it. Now, visuals aren't anything to write home about. JRPGs outside of, you know, the top-end Final Fantasy games aren't really going for that, but Ys 9 still has great gameplay, great soundtrack, as well as a pretty good story. Takes Ys in a more darker tone as well, so a lot to like there. And also, Monster Hunter Stories 2 will be having a demo on June the 25th, and progress will carry on over to the full game. Now, Monster Hunter 2 has been, or I should say, Monster Hunter Stories 2 has been one of the standout games, I think, of E3. It was at Capcom's E3 showcase, and Capcom's E3 showcase was honestly mostly memes, but Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin looks pretty good. Visually, obviously, it's on the Nintendo Switch as well, so keep your expectations in line as far as that's concerned. It's oddly enough a Switch and PC exclusive, which you typically don't see that, but thankfully, it's coming out on PC as well as Nintendo Switch. I imagine at some point it'll come out on other consoles. I'm not sure about that, but nevertheless, game will be dropping July 9th with the full release. However, this demo version will be out June 25th. Obviously, this, from a narrative standpoint, completely separate from your typical Monster Hunter game. Gameplay-wise, it's completely separate from your typical Monster Hunter game. The Stories franchise kicked off on the Nintendo 3DS and is more of a traditional JRPG, and that's what you can expect out of Stories 2 as well. The trailer looks pretty nice, and I'm excited for it, and I think it's going to be a game that maybe, you know, $60 might be a little bit too expensive, but down the line when it is a little bit cheaper, it might be worth a pickup for you guys. Then I'll be checking it out day one, and I'll be producing some content for it, but yeah, for the majority of people, probably a game that you might want to wait until it's, you know, at least sub $40, but if you're a fan of JRPGs, maybe a day one pickup as well. But that's going to conclude this video. Again, Steam Next Fest kicks off tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Hundreds of demos will be available. Ys 9 Monstrum Nox is looking to be demo, and Monster Hunter Stories 2 will be as well. That's going to wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you guys got a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comments as well, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.